Hello and welcome everyone. Today we'll discuss weeding, our next agricultural practice. Actually, weeding is what? Weeding is the removal of weeds, or you can say the removal of unwanted plants. Those plants which grow with the main crop without the involvement of a farmer or us. They grow by themselves. That's why they are called as unwanted plants or the weeds. So the process of removing, cutting down of these weeds from a field is called as weeding. These are called as unwanted plant. That means we are not demanding such plants, or we are not wanted such plants. But don't forget this, what we are calling as unwanted plants, actually they may be wanted in some other aspects also, which we will study later on. Actually, weeds grow fast and compete with crops for water, minerals and sunlight. Whatever crop we have grew, these unwanted plants, these weeds grow with them, and whatever requirement is fulfilled by the farmer, like nutrient requirement, water requirement or sunlight requirement, whatever requirement is completed by the farmer of the main crop, maximum of the requirement is utilized by these weeds. This is a major problem. So a farmer provides all the nutrients, proper irrigation to the field, proper spray of the medicines or the drugs which can kill insects or the pests which are affecting or creating or damaging our main crop. But ultimately what happens, maximum amount of the nutrients or the supply of required materials is consumed by these weed plants. Ultimately the result is what? Our main crop becomes deficient of the nutrients, and a farmer doesn't get enough yield or enough product of his total crop. So this is the values or the total work done by the farmer goes in vain. Secondly, these unwanted plants or these weeds are responsible to spread pests, means different types of animals or microorganisms which are damaging our main crop, like the rats, insects, termites, etc. These weeds sometimes produce poisonous substances too, and these poisonous substances are responsible to decrease the yield of crops, decrease the amount of materials or the amount of produce we are getting from that crop. So it is necessary to remove them from time to time. That's why weeding is done, and it is counted as the main agricultural practice in the crop production and management. There are some examples of common weeds. As I told you earlier that normally weeds are called as unwanted plants, as we are or the farmer is not requiring such plants with the main crop. That's why these weeds are called as unwanted plants. But in other aspects, these weeds are also helpful, also wanted plants, like Parathenium, one of the weed, Amaranthus, that is also called as cholai. This is one of the weed which we use to make the food for us. Chenopodium, that is called bathua, that comes under the veggies category. Grass and wild oats, these are the some common weeds which we use in our regular base life. Here the picture which is showing some of the unwanted weeds or unwanted plant, but they are actually wanted in some other form, like Amaranthus, Chenopodium, Echinoclea. Okay, moving ahead, weeding can be done, or the removal of these unwanted plants from the field can be done either manually, means by hands, or by the help of chemical substances. To do with the help of hand, what a farmer does, normally either he pulls out the weeds or the unwanted plants by hand and throw them away. On the other side, he can use some of the implements, some of the tools to take out the weed from the field, so that it makes his work easier, or by using a trowel or harrow. These are the examples of implements. Or by using chemical substances like the weedicides. Weedicides are those chemical substances which help us to kill the weeds. There is another name for the weedicide that is called as herbicide, and the main property of weedicide is what? They don't create any problem to a main crop, only they works on the weeds. They destroy only the weeds. There is no negative effect onto the main crop. There are some weedicides like Delapon, Metachlor, Bentazone, Acetochlor, Cyniazine, Picloram, etc. These are some examples of weedicides which are used by the farmer very commonly. Moving ahead, but using the weedicide is also a risk. So whenever a farmer uses the weedicide, he must take care some of the points, like don't touch the weedicide directly by the naked hands. Don't take any of the material which is in direct contact of the weedicide, because it is poisonous to humans as well, like the plants or the animals. Now are the characteristics of weeds that tend to put them in the category of unwanted plants. What are the characteristics of weeds which put them in the category of unwanted plants? Because of them we are calling them unwanted plants. And these characteristics are: produce enormous quantity of seeds. This is the first major property of the unwanted plants, that they can produce maximum number of seeds in a one lifetime. Like you can have example of wild oats which produces 250 seeds per plant, means one plant can produce 250 seeds in one time. Whereas amaranthus nearly produces 11 million seeds per plant. 11 million. It may be more than that or near about to that. Second characteristic is weeds have the capacity to withstand in adverse condition in the field. Whether the temperature is so high or the so low, excess amount of water is there, less amount of water is there, harsh wind is there, whatever adverse condition, whatever environmental condition is there, in that condition weeds can stand properly. Next is their seeds have a tremendous capacity to disperse through wind, water, animals, humans. Means their seeds do not depend on others. They have the tendency, they have the capacity that they, if they get some factor at a very few level, in that case they can disperse very easily. They can move from one place to the other place. They can go from the plant to the other areas. They can spread easily through wind, water, animals, humans. Means whatever cause is there, through that cause they can easily move on, flew away. Next is they interfere with practices like sowing and harvesting. This is the major problem a farmer faces, that when he is performing the activity of sowing, when he is performing the activity of harvesting, that time these weeds interrupt his doings. Because of that, he is not able to do the work of sowing or harvesting properly, which reduces the productivity of the field. This is the main problem. But they provide benefits when occur at low densities or in less number. But means how they are useful, how the weeds are useful. There are some benefits of these weeds as well, like helps to conserve soil moisture and prevent erosion. If some or very less number of weeds are present in the field, in that case they help to keep the soil moist by binding property of it, as well as the water will be maintained, as the moisture will be maintained in the soil, so it will definitely prevent the soil erosion and the top fertile soil of that field will be secured. Second is food and shelter. Just we discussed Chenopodium, Amaranthus. There are some weeds which are used in the form of food. So in the case of food, in the case of shelter, can be provided for natural enemies of pest. They are food for us as well as for such pest or the insects also, which can grow on them, which can stay there and can support the field activities very easily. Weeds can also be valuable indicators of growing conditions. These also help a farmer to know whether the condition of that field, whether the condition of soil is supportive for the growth of the next crop or not. Means like he can understand the value of nutrients in that soil. If the weeds are growing very well, that means nutrient is in enough amount in that soil. Water levels, if the weeds are growing, so means they are receiving the water from the soil. If the water is in good amount, ultimately a main crop can grow in that. pH of the soil, whether the soil is acidic in nature or basic in nature, that can be easily understood by observing the growth of weeds. These are some of the benefits of weeds. Because of that, weeds are sometimes useful when they are growing in a very less number. The protection of crops. How can we protect our crops? The major problem of a farmer is pest, microorganisms, which are growing along with the crop, along with the main crop, and damaging them, ultimately reducing the yield. This is the main problem. How can a farmer protect the crop of him? So the process of protection is, these pests and microorganisms can be controlled by two methods, any of the two methods. One method is called as chemical control method and biological control method. Okay, first of all, we'll discuss about chemical control method. Chemical control method involves spraying of the chemicals onto the crop. Spraying of the chemicals on the field is the chemical control method, and these chemicals should be of that type, means they should not create any bad impact onto the main crop. This is the main part which a farmer should understood very well. Okay, so the chemicals which are spread onto the field, onto the crop to kill pests and microorganisms are called as pesticides, and these pesticides may be of three types. One is insecticide, second one is fungicide, third one is rodenticide. Insecticides are all those chemical substances, are all those pesticides which help to kill insects. Fungicides which help to kill fungi. Rodenticides which help to kill rodents like rats. There are two examples of these, like insecticides, carbaryl, malathion. These are the two drugs, or these are the two chemicals which are used as an insecticide. Fungicide, sulfur and copper salts, these are used as fungicides. Rodenticide, zinc phosphide and atrazine are the two rodenticide. Means these are the few examples of these pesticides which a farmer can use, and these are easily available also, and if they are used under a limit, that time they do not harm the main crop. Again, a statement is repeating, spraying can be done by hand operated machines or by low flying aircraft. Spraying of chemical substances should not be done by the naked hands. For the spraying of them, either a farmer can use machine, sprayer, or by low flying aircraft, which is actually not used by the farmer, that is used by the personas who are working under the research work of government, because this is not under the pocket of a simple farmer. Okay, so that's why spraying should not be done by the naked hands. This is the most important point. Next are what are the advantages and disadvantages of using pesticides. This is one of the main part. Like advantages of using pesticides are, first of all, maximum number of pesticides are there which kill pests or the insects very quickly so that they are unable to damage the crop. Easy to store and use. Easily a farmer can use it and can store it without any problem of storage and using. Next is a large variety of chemicals are available that can eliminate most pests. There are several types of pesticides or these chemicals which are available in the market which can kill such type of pest very easily, and these pests will not be reoriginate again easily. On the other side, as the pesticides are having advantages as well as they are having disadvantages too. Like they can seep into the soil, they can get into the soil and drain into rivers and lakes causing pollution. As a farmer is irrigating his field, that time along with the water they will get into the water, into the soil. And if the water or if the field is on the slopey area, in that case this water may drain into the rivers and lakes nearby. If this pesticide having water will enter into rivers and lakes or any water bodies, in that case it will start to affect the life of aquatic organisms or aquatic plants, as it will cause pollution. So ultimately the death rate will increase in that aquatic field. They can enter food chain and build up from one feeding level to the next level. Means they can enter in a food habits, they can enter in the body through the food, and it can modify itself inside the body of the living being and can become more sustainable and can become more dangerous inside the body. Being toxic, as it is dangerous, as it is poisonous, they can affect the health of humans. Definitely bad impact of the health through fruits and vegetables. As we are having fruits and vegetables, we eat fruits and vegetables directly without washing them. They are having some pesticides over them. That pesticide can enter into the body and can cause several diseases, maybe some of the diseases which are not curable. So it is very important to keep this in your mind that use pesticide but in only a limited amount, not in a more amount, and always use the produce of the field by washing, so that these produce should not have any kind of chemical covering over them. Second method after the chemical control method is biological control. What happens in this? It's the powerful method of controlling pests. It involves the use of one organism to regulate the population of pests. Means if some crop plant is there which is affected by certain pest, so another pest of sometimes like that particular category can be inserted into that damaged plant, then another or the second pest can suppress the activity of that pest which is already present in the crop plant and damaging that. This is biological control, but there is a disadvantage of this method, that it may be possible the second pest which you have entered into that crop plant in which already one pest is present which is damaging the crop plant, that may be not suppressed by the second pest, or its effect can be reversed, that second pest is not suppressing the activity of the first pest, it is continuously damaging the main crop plant, and the second pest which is inserted into that plant can also enhance the activity of the first pest. Means both the pests can damage the crop plant easily. So it is under the risk. So this biological control method only can be done under the proper observation. Thank you everyone. If it is supportive to you, please like, comment and share. Once again, thank you.